On the 10th day of the trial of Rosemary West, there was an ex-lodger who gave evidence. This lodger told the prosecution barrister Brian Levinson that she'd moved into 25 Cromwell Street in the October of 1976. She said this was soon after her 16th birthday, which would be correct because this particular person's birthday was in September. She also told Brian Levinson that she only knew of one other tenant at the time she lived there, a Gloria. I think this is Gloria Langford. But she did remember seeing a heavily pregnant girl called Shirley in the family living area. Under cross-examination by Richard Ferguson, she said that she left Cromwell Street in April or May 1977. She said she only went back once and Rose was the only person in the house. She went back to see the baby being Tara. This witness did give other information to the trial, but that's not relevant in this. Then there was another documentary made. This was smaller, by a podcast company, and I think this was 2021. The interviewer asks the witness what she remembers about Shirley Robinson. She said, "She was my best friend." The interviewer asks if Shirley was already pregnant when she lived there, and she says, yes. She goes on to say that Shirley did tell her that Fred was the baby, but she didn't really believe her. She thought she was just kind of showing off. She says that they were very good friends and they had plans for the future, like they were going to go and meet up for a coffee. They were very good friends. She was a very good person. That's what the lodger said about Shirley Robinson. She also goes on to say that she did go back to visit Shirley and Rose because they were due babies at pretty much the same time. She says that Shirley was gone and she was confused because they were meant to stay in touch. And this is where she says that she saw that Rose's baby, the one that she'd had in 1976, in late winter or early winter, was not white. She says that she feels guilty because she left Shirley there and they killed her and her baby, and that this makes her believe that she would have been the next victim. At 2023, she gives another interview to a big paper. This is where she repeats what she said in the trial, which is that she met the couple in October 1976 and she'd moved into the house as a lodger within the week. This is where she says that the house was massive. They weren't allowed as lodgers into the family area, and in this interview she doesn't mention Shirley. The ex-lodger also gives another interview for a documentary. This one she elaborates a little bit more. In this one she says that she was friends with one of the West children and that this child was in the year below her at school, but there is actually 4 years in age difference. In this interview, she said that she'd never before lived away from home. This was her first experience of living alone with Fred and Rose West. She goes on to talk about Shirley again, where she says that she made a very good friend out of Shirley and they would sit and eat pot noodles together. She says that Rose and Shirley looked alike and that she'd often confuse which one was in the room, like the kitchen, when she walked in. In this interview, she says that she didn't know that Shirley and Fred were having a relationship. She says that she found out at the end that Fred had made Shirley pregnant. She says that Shirley and Rose had seemed very friendly and she was saying that this is why she didn't think it was possible. She says that when she was told that Shirley had gone, that she just assumed that Shirley had upped and left because otherwise she would have been sharing one room, a very small room, with a baby.